Ready to do it.
Ready to dare. Ready to dare.
Ready to do.
You know, a pro tip I got recently was like you have to attract them at the beginning. So the louder and like stupider we are at the beginning without cuss words is the best way to go.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know what we should flip out about right now. I'm
ding
fucking
dong.
pissed this week though, guys. Did we pass?
No, you didn't. You did it at 25.
Shit!
Piss.
Well,
And now we're there again.
guess what?
You hooked yet? We get you.
We're not gonna make any money off this episode, but fuck everything this week. It's fucking no holds bar. The gloves are off. Am I right, Kevin?
Yeah, I would say so.
I would
think
say
so.
we're fucking unleashing the beast this week, as they say. Opening a can of whoop ass.
Hold on to your butts, as they say in a movie that I saw a really shitty sequel of this week.
What was that?
Don't they say that in Jurassic Park? Didn't Sam Jackson say
You
hold on
didn't
to
like
your butts?
the sequel came out?
Now I'm forgetting. Yeah, the Kingdom, Dominion, whatever. The one that's
This is
like...
Chris Pratt and shit?
Yeah, with all the original. So it's got like Chris Pratt and I'm so sorry to Ron Howard's daughter, but I can't remember her name right now. But
And obviously fucking what's his nuts, sexy man.
is that not Chris Pratt? Who's the other? Oh yes, Jeff Goldblum. Goldblum's in it. And then like the raptor guy and the other lady from the first. So the main adult cast, and even B.D. Wong, although he never left. I think he's been in all 6 of them. But man, that movie
B.D. Wong
sucked on toes that were dirty out of a gym sock. It was bad because I mean I'm sure some people like to suck feet, but I enjoyed it about as much as I would enjoy sucking on Danny's toes here after a 3-mile run.
Please don't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't enjoy that. You know,
saying-
I have phobia about feet. Feet are one of it's very polarizing. Like, I've come to I'm an adult now, so like I'm not as irrational about it. Because I used to be very irrational, like ew about all feet.
Mm-hmm.
But I can deal with my wife's feet now. You know, that's whatever. I live with her all the time, so it doesn't bug me. But still, it's like very polarizing. Like I'm fine with it, or absolutely cannot be around your feet. And some people I've had friends over the years that have had some gnarly ass shit going on down south. And with their feet.
And also with their feet, yeah. And I've seen all of it, brother, let me tell you.
I have seen all of it, honestly.
I've smelled all of it.
Smelled all of it?
You ever been inside of a gerbil's cage, brother?
I have been. And I've smelled all that.
So have I. I slept
That's
there
for
for a
sure.
weekend.
Yeah, there you go. My tweet's supposed to be at the top. There it is.
Come on, yeah, what the fuck? Why
I
is
was
it?
going on my personal account and do a little fucking...
I mean, of course. I mean, look, we can't be the Clout Route podcast without also giving you tips on how to ride the Clout Route. So if you don't have 17 alt Twitter accounts that you're sharing your own shit from, I don't know what you're doing, but you ain't routing that clout, and you're not clouting that route. Garfield
is sponsored.
Why you follow Garfield, don't you? I
do.
always see Garfield tweets on this timeline. That's nice. I like it.
Only because he watch, look at this.
Just don't turn into Quentin
This
Reviews.
is like the soft open. This is like us being nice before it gets fucking bad later on. It's
the boiling frog technique. You just fucking wait, boys.
People are gonna hate us. It's gonna be a
non-binary
spicy one this week. But no, like Cat World Domination Day. All right, I mean that's kind of cool, I guess. That was bring your dog.
That's a weird day to talk about world domination, though. But you know, maybe scan the room before you tweet something about that on a day. You know, a little out of touch there, Garfield.
Someone put kale on this lasagna.
The cat day now. Today is Monday. Life is cruel.
What does that even mean?
Dude, who is? Does seeing this make you want to apply as a brand manager? Because
I could do this.
What poor intern is being forced to try to create relevant Garfield content on his Twitter account, and it looks like a struggle, my guy.
I could pull it off, certainly.
Right.
I think I could do the Garfield Twitter account and be all right. But
Just do you can do it on the Garfield YouTube.
Feed the kitty. Anyways, are you ready to get down and dirty, Kevin?
Oh yeah, I see a little picture of Keemstar up on the screen, so that's getting me fired up.
Keemstar.
Get me fired up to do a little work here.
So.
What are we doing first? Are we duck hunting with a fucking?
Oh,
what are we doing?
hunting?
I don't know. What's first? Who's first on the?
I'll show you
on
what's
the chopping
first.
block.
First,
oh, they are first.
An
Okay,
ad
very
for
good.
Something for Deaf Noodles, so good for you, man. Enjoy that ad revenue. I'm not gonna show it though. Well, the first thing I wanted to show you was this fucking bomb ass clip of what the fuck kind of commercial is this? Pillow Cube. Get out of here, you hairy fuck. Anyways, Deaf Noodles. We're talking at. I wrote the time, I believe, in the doc. 15:40.
Everyone, close your eyes. All right, don't ruin it. I'll tell you when you can open them. Close them.
Okay.
Ready? All right.
I gotta change.
We're gonna need the audio for this too, right?
Speakers.
I feel like that's very important right now.
And we're off to the races with Mr. Trump.
Executive producer,
Okay.
by the way.
Okay.
Beautiful. Oh,
Wow.
It is beautiful, huh?
I don't think you want to have the water in the picture. Right? You can take it off.
Well, here's a side of Trumposaurus Rex I didn't expect to see today.
I think they do.
I can't deal with his commentary. Really.
Yeah. I think they do. Otherwise, they wouldn't have put it in the fucking shot.
Well, see,
But
I looked this up. Trump water adjustment or something.
try to open that in a new tab though. So we'll go back. Oh, I guess you can just go back.
But these are all like he has water scandals. Like, what is this? He's like jerking the water off in his face down here.
He has water
And he's like
scandals.
drinking
that one flew by me.
water, surrounded by big water. Why is there so
Yeah, the
many-
little.
What is this? And he like does a little lean when he drinks too. He's like he doesn't want to get it on him. But fuck. I guess we can kind of skip.
Well,
through
folks,
Deaf
if you're all
Noodles
doing amazing
fucking-
today, we have a new.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have to see what he actually does. Though. There we go.
The adjustment is
I
so
don't think you want
good.
to have the water in.
Can I move this table as well?
Yeah, might as well take the table.
Might as well take the table. Yeah.
Oh, good, very good, thank you. You know what you can do, Nick? Put the table back, because it's missing
He
something.
This
just
is
moved.
kind of awkward.
He just moved and he's like, you know what you can do? Just put it back, you fucking pleb.
And then, actually, you know what? Bring the water
Back and put the water on the table without the thing on top of it.
without the thing on top of it. It's called a lid, sir.
Thing on top of it.
For those who need to know,
Okay.
education is hard to
Just
come
like
by
it
in this
did when
country.
you first sat down, yes, things are better the second time around.
And pull a little closer, yeah. Oh yeah, it looks good. Oh yeah, everyone's really gonna pay a lot of
Take
attention
it.
to the napkin. Yeah, take
Yeah,
the napkin,
take
Nick.
it.
I can't hand it to you, Nick. You need to pick it up.
Right? Let's go.
We just watched.
It's actually off center,
Former
by
President-
the way. So you did all that work just to have it not be symmetrically perfect, which means you suck. You're not good at setting scene.
That's fucking sexy.
This is what happens when you
This
surround
water's
yourself
sexy.
with fucking yes men. There's nobody with a brain who can say, listen, dipshit, sit in front of the fucking computer and we're recording this. Chances are 90% of that fucking interview was shoulders and up. No one's seeing the fucking table anyway, Nick, or whoever the fuck is working the table.
Nick,
So
take the water,
sometimes you
dumbass.
know how to earn some idiot's respect like that. You say, listen, hi, sir, are you the professional? Are you the videographer here? No, am I? Okay, we'll do what I say. Moving on. Are you allergic to water, by the way? What the fuck is that? What's going on with the water?
Take the water, you dumbass, and don't get any on me. I can't stand it.
I don't understand
It can't be wet or melt.
how one can live to be 77 years old and
It's
not
his
know
makeup.
what the word for fucking lid is. It was a lid. You stupid bastard.
Yeah, this is just the beginning. This
Fucking
is the beginning.
Mm.
All right, well,
And that's the happy clip.
after that refreshing.
That's the funny clip.
Let's just, I want to power through the, like,
I'm sitting.
hits of the week here.
Pretzel stuff.
You know, we'll just do a rapid fire, like, touch
Oh,
all
boy.
the cornerstones of the week. And then we've got the big topic, which, you'll trust me, that's when you'll really hear us fucking bringing it home. So just wait for that. Susan Sarandon. Okay, first off, you know, before I start with anything, I just want to say, Susan Sarandon, you can fuck yourself, dude. I don't care about Susan Sarandon and her fuck. Go make another puppy commercial. Go make another puppy commercial.
I mean, fair. I think, I think it is so. And I don't know enough about any of this stuff. So what I will say to people looking to, which again, this is kind of bleeding into what we're going to talk about later. But yes, if you want to try to undo what has been done, you should probably not only look at the people on the other side of the aisle, but look at the history of the people who claim to be your allies and see what they have done or didn't do that allowed this to take place in the first place. So I'm not suggesting I don't know enough about Pelosi's career
She's not wrong.
to know if that's correct or not, but that is absolutely where you would have to start.
I guess
right?
I should
Find
correct
the people.
myself. I just wanted to say, like, fuck Susan Sarandon in general.
I would, yes, absolutely.
No,
sure.
like,
is that what we're talking
not like fuck her, like fuck you.
Oh, is that my?
Like, I don't like her.
Is that too objectifying?
No, that's fine. I'm cool with that.
I
Who
feel it's a
cares?
compliment
I
to
don't
her.
care
She's
this week.
twice my age, and
It doesn't matter.
I mean,
the gloves are off, like we said.
soon I won't be able to buy condoms, so I guess I'd have to hit it raw. But that's, I mean,
we don't even get fucking money anyways, and we are definitely demonetized to begin with. So fuck it, dude. I don't give a fuck.
all right.
It can be fuck Susan Sarandon, dude. I mean, that's fine. That's girl power. You're empowering her.
Oh yeah, she's the boss for sure.
She's definitely.
Absolutely.
She's gonna tell you what to do.
Absolutely.
I mean, you don't tell Susan Sarandon what to do. You don't. Anyways, I was just saying, like, fuck her. I'm just tired of hearing her. She's like very political lately, especially, but all the time. I mean, you remember she made those, like, wasn't she the one that made those, like, old school dog commercials where they're like dying and she's like, please go adopt the dogs.
Maybe I remember Sarah McLachlan doing
That's
that.
McLachlan.
Yeah.
You are right.
Yeah.
Well, it's just lately then. I was thinking, well, because
I mean,
I've seen
she
her
puts
a lot.
herself as an activist over actor. You see that? Mother activist actress.
Interesting. I don't know. I actually don't know. I guess I, for some reason, thought that was Susan Sarandon, the dog thing. So now that I know that is not true, I don't really know any of her priors. Just lately, well, I mean, I know she's an actor. I just mean lately, her political takes have been like, she's spewing it, you know, but I just don't care. I'm tired of, like, these fucking, you can't do shit, Susan Sarandon, so just go shut the fuck up. You don't care. But I will say, Nancy Pelosi can rot and die. Fuck her, too. In Minecraft. Damn, dude.
Although I would like to point out,
there, dude.
I would like
Fuck.
to point out that all organic material, once it becomes dead, does rot. That's all I'm saying. This is also a science show. That's all I'm saying. She can, and in fact will, at some point, rot.
Mm-hmm.
She will die and then rot. So that was really the only thing that needs to be corrected there.
Yeah.
So just.
I retract the statement. I don't like. Well, it's weird.
And we're pulled off Twitch. Now.
Are you like? Is it wrong to wish death upon somebody? Wish? Like, I'm not like telling somebody to go do it or enacting it.
Are
I'm
they a
just
member
saying,
of the
like,
Bush family?
I wish harm upon a person. No, that's probably bad. So let's just say, let's start here.
Yeah, I mean the answer was yes. We shouldn't wish death on anyone,
No.
but I think I'm allowed to celebrate it.
Celebrate her death?
If monsters die, I'm not going to shed a tear. I'm not going to feel bad.
Let's just say Nancy Pelosi looks like
when we lose bad people.
Yeah, for sure. Nancy Pelosi looks like the SpongeBob. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't. But I don't need to. I can kind of picture it.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're saying. You're talking about the dried out SpongeBob when he's like dehydrated
it's
or
like
whatever.
A wiener. It's like the grandma, but it's like a fucking old. Oh, man, I thought it would come up just looking that up. It's like a dried old SpongeBob.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Dried old lady. Wow, dude. How
I
can
think
I
if you
not
took
find it?
just take Nancy Pelosi's name out of it and it'll come up.
You think?
No one's typing that, dude.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, no one's. That's.
Nancy.
And you get to learn about SEO today, kids. So you're welcome.
There you go. But I mean, yeah.
Sign up to my class to know
Decrepit.
more. only $7.97 or some scammy number.
So like all of the people that
Imagine
all the people that say, like, all my Republican buddies and all the people I know that say fuck Nancy Pelosi, yeah, dude, we're all on the same page. I really have been. Ever since she did, like, that fucking George Floyd shit where she wore, like, the African garb or whatever. Do you remember that?
No.
Dude. Oh, no. Nancy Pelosi.
So that's another deep track from the boys, huh? The boys have just been hitting us with, like, our own political lives. Oh, I do remember this. I mean, if I can say, that's a dope fucking scarf. It really is. Like, I mean, like, the drip is real. You know?
She's got drip, dude.
Like, damn. Ballin'.
She can drip the fucking...
But...
the sweat drip down my balls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Also, yes.
Alright, so let's just get on with it. Let's just get through this news. The quick and fast news of the week. One day we'll have a stinger. And we'll
It's going to be the title of this episode. Let's just get through this.
Yeah. Really? Honestly, you do need to just fucking bear down and knuckle through this shit. Anyways. Jordan Peterson's upset.
At Elliot Page.
At Elliot Page. Did you see his tweet?
Elliot's or Jordan's? So the answer is no. I haven't seen either, I guess. So I don't know why I asked you to clarify, but I haven't seen either tweet. But
check it out.
Remember when pride was a sin and Ellen Page had just had her breast removed by a criminal physician? Elliot Page proud to introduce trans care. Okay, remember when pride
Let's let
was
you
a
soak
sin?
and soak that in real quick.
Oh my God.
Elliot Page is proud to introduce a trans character on Umbrella Academy, but Jordan Peterson says pride is a sin. Do we not remember that pride is a sin? Kevin.
Dude, and this is the bullshit. This is why Christianity is so dangerous, and this is why it has to be stopped. To an extent, let me be clear. I fully support religious freedom, but most of the Christians do not, and that's the point. They think that this is a Christian nation, and it is not. It is a freedom for all religions, not just your fucking religion. And this is bullshit. The sin of pride that he's referring to, that's completely out of context to be used. He's talking about being boastful, being prideful. You know, we all understand when they're talking about the 7 deadly sins and they talk about pride, that it's inherently something different than being proud of yourself for having overcome a challenge. That's not what the fuck that sin is talking about. And again, this is why Christianity is so dangerous, because it's used to manipulate people who aren't intelligent enough to interpret these things themselves, and so they just do what some idiot dumb fuck like Jordan Peterson tells them to do. He tells them what it means and what it's supposed to mean to them, and then they go out and spout it out as if it's some fucking truth, even though this document they're reading from has been edited hundreds of thousands of times depending on who's been in charge at the time. But it's the word of God. It's so fucking stupid that I won't even continue to acknowledge it as, you know, it's a cult is what it is. Like, I will no longer grant Christianity the legitimacy that it thinks it has earned. It's a bullshit cult that has borrowed heavily from paganism, and I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings. It's got to be difficult to understand that what you've believed your whole life is a lie, but you could literally research this religion for a couple of hours and disprove it. So I'm tired of hearing your fucking shit. I'm tired of being forced to live based on your morals and not what 80% of our fucking country wants. So get fucked, and I'm going to take a breather.
Let's, well, I always love to pry in on the religious debate here, so let me take my shot while we're here. Just while we're bending over and fucking getting me a nice smack in there. You know what I'm saying?
Clipped.
I just think that Christianity is a staple of our country. And I think it is wholesome and sweet, and I love all Christians. Having said that, the logic and the disconnect is questionable to me sometimes. Now, see if you can stay with me here, Kevin. So, I've heard this thing, and I'm just conflating, like, the right as a whole. This is like a generalization kind of thing, but they have this vendetta against pedophiles. Have you seen this with the right? It's like everybody hates pedophiles, but it's like they think that Hillary Clinton's a pedophile and Pizzagate and yada yada, and the pedophiles are doing this and that and running.
Every trans person is a pedophile, and that's why they want to use it.
Yes, and they want to say shit like that. Now they want to say that if you're gay or lesbian or whatever,
you're a groomer.
Whatever, you're a groomer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you're trans, you're a groomer. All this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, they want to say all this, and it's all like they're just making, they're just saying like, oh, well, trans people probably will do this, because that's what they do.
Because that's what I would do. Because if I didn't believe in an invisible man in the sky that would throw me into a lake of fire for eternity, I wouldn't actually be a good fucking person. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I love it. But my point is that they want to go on about all this shit about how all these people on the left are pedophiles and they do this and that, and it's some kind of secret cabal to fucking have. That's why they want abortion, so they can eat babies and shit and blah blah. I don't know. Whatever the logical reasoning is there.
brother.
Why don't we point the same vitriol and hatred towards proven child
assaulters?
I pulled that one
Assault me
quick because I don't think that it'd probably be good
Monsters?
for me to say that.
Yeah.
Monsters that do things to children. Okay? It's a historic, proven documentation of Christian and Catholic people over years and years have notoriously and been known societally as being child endangerers, okay? And not just endangering, but worse than that, okay? And I just don't want to say the word. You get what I'm saying. They do terrible things to fucking children, and it's proven time and time again they've done it. And it's a generalization anytime to say that every single Catholic and Christian is a child endangerer. Obviously, I don't think that, and that's not true.
It's just as ridiculous as saying people want abortion so that they can kill babies.
Right.
Or just as ridiculous as saying gay people are pedophiles or that transgendered people are doing so to do better in athletics. It's just as ridiculous as
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sick of because I grew up. Like, I've softened myself a bit because I just don't feel like being crazy mad at people anymore. Like, I'm older. I've gotten over it. That was my young, when you're young, you feel that energy. And when you get older, you don't. You lose it. But honestly, I feel like it's just made me too soft and I need to go ham again. Like, I need to go hard. And in this situation, going hard would be hitting them with their own sauce. If you want to fucking make some kind of weird-ass generalization about trans people or gay people or whatever the fuck about them being pedophiles and shit, or groomers or whatever the fuck else, take a fucking look in the mirror, bitch. Bitch. Because Catholic priests and Christian priests and fucking camp counselors and fucking Boy Scout freaks of nature that are all fucking religious fucking weirdos have been grooming and endangering children documented for years, okay? They've had to get moved around or covered up or prosecuted in some sort of way, or the Pope has to fucking fire some people or kick some people out of the fucking shit. And it's happened for years and years and years. So fuck you, dude. If you want to say anything about alleged pedophiles or whatever, it's a fucking united front of pedophiles. That's what you do at church. It's the fucking, it's what it's known for. I would never send my fucking kids to church because I'd be afraid that there's some fucking weird diddler somewhere trying to do something to them.
Oh yeah,
Freaks.
My kid would never.
And I'm gonna say that now openly all the time. I don't give a fuck. And if you have a problem with it and you say that's a bad take and that's a bad generalization to make, then let's have a fucking conversation for once.
Yep.
Otherwise, fuck you, dude.
Until
fuck
then,
that.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna generalize you the way you generalize the rest of people. You're part of a stupid fucking cult.
A culty cabal of child in danger.
And you've been brainwashed by people who manipulate you and steal your money to build these mega churches.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they lock homeless people out of said major mega churches when there's actual time to help the homeless people. So, yeah, fuck you and your made-up God that seems to only care about what you need. He always seems to come in the clutch when your team wins a fucking football game, but he couldn't lift a finger when a pandemic killed millions of people. So fuck you and your bullshit holier-than-thou God and your stupid little fairy tale cult and your made-up speaking in tongues and all your dumb bullshit. You are...
I think we need to make up our own religion.
Might as well. That's what all the other ones are doing. Might as well be in Scientology, dude. It's bad. It's unfortunate that a ridiculous little cult like this has lasted so long and convinced so many people of things that are blatantly, patently, and easily proven to be false.
I love it. I love this little... I mean, we'll continue this because obviously the lines have been drawn, okay? It's hard to say otherwise. Clearly there is a side that are religious fundamentalists, and then there's the people that aren't. And that's just the way it is. And I've seen like tweets of like senators that say like Christianity's finally been brought back to our Christian country or whatever, and blah blah blah. And I see shit like that, and some of these senators and Republicans or whatever that are so passionate about Christianity or Catholicism or religion in general, whatever. And I'm like, you guys want to talk about like return to our roots and make America great again all the time and shit. The nation was created specifically to escape religious persecution and to create freedom of religion and everything like that, and also to make a distinction that it's separate from state, that we separate church and state. Yep. You know, that they aren't a thing that's together, it's separate, which we blurred the lines a lot over the years by putting it on our currency and shit, and obviously it's on documents and historical things all the time, you know, over history, but the country was started because they wanted to let you do what you wanted to do with the religion thing. And now it's like pointedly, oh no, we're Christian. We're Catholic. And you can't get abortions because that's a baby that we care about. Or whatever the fuck.
Once it's born, fuck it. Fends for itself. Don't ask me for help with it. Don't ask me for baby formula. Don't ask me for health care. Don't ask me for education. Don't ask me to make maternity leave mandatory for every company. And don't make child support start upon conception. You're not fucking pro-life. You're pro-birth. That's all this is.
You're forced abortion. You're forced birthers. You're forced birth.
You've decided that...
You want forced birth. You're forced birthers.
The
you're
unborn
not fucking
child.
pro-life. You're forced birth.
Yeah, because you don't care about the life. You don't care about the ectopic pregnancies or the women who might have to die because you're going to force them to carry a pregnancy to term. You don't care about those lives. Because that's not what any of this is about. It's just that they know who their base is, and it's the stupid, gullible people who are stupid enough to believe that there's an invisible man floating around the sky that watches everything that they do, and that the only reason they are going to go to heaven in the afterlife is because they strictly follow these rules. Like, you have to be that dumb to believe this shit that gets spewed to you. You have to either have done so many fucking mental jumping jacks to come to a point where you can believe these. You ever notice the same fucking fairy tale? You're told the Jesus myth at the same time you're told about the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, and yet all of those turned out to be lies, but somehow this other one, it's the truth, and for anyone else to question it, they're the fucking idiot, because you were told something when you were 5 and you fucking believe it.
Yeah.
And it's just so stupid. And I'm sorry if I've offended you by calling you stupid for believing something that someone convinced you was real when you were 5 years old, but we live in a world where endless information is at your fingertips, and if you're choosing to believe this shit at this point, you are willfully ignorant, And I don't have another word for you other than stupid. Gullible, maybe. Naive, if you want me to be nice.
Well, you know,
irrelevant to me.
I think we're beyond. We're definitely beyond the fact beyond the point where I'll say that somebody is ignorant or I mean, what were some of the other nice words you were using?
Naive,
gullible. Yeah, gullible. No.
Simple.
They are all simple. I like that. I like that word though a lot. Simple is a good way to describe a lot of them. Some of them are simple fucks. But anyways, gosh, that took me on a whole tangent. I don't even remember where I was going now.
They're only being good because they're afraid of a lake of fire. I also want to point that out.
The niceties of it all, nah, I'm done with that. Like, you are stupid. And I'm fully behind the stupid. I want to call you names now and shit. Because it's gotten to that point. You don't give a fuck. There's a lot of these tweets will get into this, so we need to stop ourselves. We need to calm ourselves and just power through the news, and then we'll get to the tweets. And each one, I'm telling you, every one of these, look at all these tweets, first off. Every one of them's like an individual tweet, and they all pick every single one of these points that we're talking about now. I mean, I guarantee you every single one. Because it's we've got every staple, from White Claw Gabe to there's a fucking Ben Shapiro one in here somewhere, and a Steven Crowder one, and a quartering one, and blah, blah, blah. We get all of them. And they hit all these nasty points. So let's take a breath, because I'm with you. And I feel the power right now. I feel power. I feel it.
The Holy Spirit is moving through me, baby.
The Holy Spirit is moving through me.
Tell you what, I am a messenger of the Lord.
I'm fired up. Anyways,
coming to speak the truth upon.
Let's just talk shit about these guys real quick and give our take and then go. Okay? Let's just do it fast. Because I want to talk about this other shit way more. But we have to ride the clout, as they say. So let's do it. David Dobrik. Remember the David Dobrik, Jeff Wittick thing where he fucking put his buddy on the crane and smacked him into the side of the crane and smashed his face and he had to get surgery and yada yada?
I do remember this, yes.
Excellent. I'm glad you remember, because Jeff is now suing David Dobrik. Yeah. And David Dobrik has reached out to Johnny Depp's lawyer, of all people, to help him mount a case.
Because he's afraid she would be on the other side. And so wait, did Jeff hire Johnny Depp's lawyer or David Dobrik? David reached out. Because David knows.
In preparation to Jeff suing.
Yeah, because
Jeff has now done.
Was her name Camille or Camilla? All I know is David would be probably shitting his pants if he knew that was doing his cross-examination. You know what I mean? I'd be reaching out to her too, because otherwise she's about to run you over the coals, my guy. I don't understand what, like, I'm sure they're going to go into court, try to throw it out, and then immediately once it's like, no, we're not throwing this out, like, okay, can we please settle? How much money do you want? Because there's no way Dobrik can want this to go to court. It's just going to shine more and more of what we all know is his bullshit. You know, I'm sure there's so much more we don't know, but he cannot want that microscope. I've heard too many horror stories. There's no way. This is just the tip of the iceberg with this fucking clown. So there's no way he wants this to see the light of day, dude. And also, it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. So happy to see David Dobrik knock down a peg. Fuck you.
He's all smiles, bro. Well, good luck with that, guys. David, Jeff, good luck with that.
Good luck to you, Jeff. I hope you're doing okay, man. Jesus Christ, that's horrible. Ezra Miller.
Speaking of crazies.
They can fucking... No, I gotta find a different way to insult them. They shouldn't.
Ezra Miller can fuck.
Yes.
Off. Fuck themselves.
He can suck on some of those bullets he leaves lying around the house.
Well, okay, so my tagline here was Ezra Miller has guns and 1-year-old babies eating bullets in their house when the police raid and investigate. Which I actually put his, but it is they. Now I sound like I'm saying it. He is they is it. The pronouns are getting confusing.
They have determined they would not like to go with he or she pronouns, and therefore they will be referred to as they going forward.
Correct.
think that's about as good as
Correct.
we're gonna get.
I got mixed up in the sauce. You got me back on track. I put they house when it's actually.
And when we say eating bullets, we mean that the child was chewing on it like a piece of candy, not eating bullets in the sense of what the proletariat is about to do to the ruling class you're seeing at this rate in Minecraft.
Yeah, so the baby was sucking.
I'm not part of the proletariat, by the way. I'm technically middle class, or are we all?
The baby was sucking on bullets.
Baby was sucking on bullets. That's the part you focus on. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
I mean, it's a good note. I had to fucking shit my pants after reading this anyways. I mean, like, I guess they haven't found them yet. Ezra has not been found. As far as I know, at this point of recording, Ezra Miller has not been found yet. Is gone astray with somebody's kid or something? I don't know. Kidnapped somebody. I don't even know the facts of this, so why am I even saying any of that shit? All I know is there was a 1-year-old kid in this dude's house while he was gone. I'm sorry, I'm struggling here. There was a 1-year-old kid in their house while they were gone with whoever they captured. And the 1-year-old, when the police came in and found the 1-year-old, sucking on a bullet. Which, incredible. Incredible. And they said Ezra Miller has all these guns and yada yada. But not only did Ezra have the guns, tons of guns, and tons of ammunition, whatever. But they also had a 1-year-old baby sucking on bullets. So why they had a 1-year-old baby? I mean, like, it was multiple kids, right? Let's look up the article.
So I know why. So here's the reason why. I can clear some of this up. Ezra took in a 25-year-old mother of 2 or 3. And according to the mother...
Okay, is that who's running off with him right now, then?
Possibly, I would believe. Okay, so it is 3 young children. And the claim from the woman is that Ezra provided them basically sanctuary as they needed to move out of an abusive home. And it should also be noted that the father of the children is not pleased that his children are living with Ezra. But yeah, as you can see right there, it said, violent and abusive ex helped me finally have a safe environment for my 3 very young children. So if that part's true, that's great, of course, if you're helping someone get out of a bad situation. But just considering everything else this guy has done, it's hard to believe that how bad could that other situation have been if you've got just firearms lying around and a person who is, well, how many different assault?
Guy is like, hey, guy.
I mean, I used to manage a team of all females, and I'd start our meetings with, hey, guys. I mean, it's hard to find, like, a dude and guy I kind of use as gender neutral, but I guess.
For me, like, I've never used dude, really, other than to refer to guys, but I know a lot of people that, like, my wife will say dude to refer to everyone.
Yeah, and I'm one of those
so it's
too.
Like,
if
dude and guy are totally fine.
A woman might say something to me, and I say, "Dude, I agree with you," or like, "Yeah, dude, absolutely," or "Dude, this," it's just is what it is.
Miller is non-binary and uses they/them pronouns, so we have been correct in that aspect. Rolling Stone reports, thankfully. Well, whatever. I do want to go get my kids. They mean the fucking world to me. So where are the kids? Other claims.
They're at Miller's compound. That's what I'm gonna call it.
Still?
Well, I mean, I don't know at that point. I really don't know the details of who's
It looks
where
like it's all
now.
cloudy. We'll have to wait and see what that's all about.
I think that was what he was alluding to. He wanted to go get them from Ezra's place. But yeah, I
if you really give a fuck about the whole Ezra Miller unfolding while everything else is going on, go check it out yourself. Fuck off. Just kidding, but I mean, we covered that enough. I think that was good. That was a good.
We've got bigger fish to fry
or
turkeys to shoot. Dude,
we were thinking that. Yeah, so the only notable part here, I guess, all I want to say is, first off, it's a shitty cell phone looking game. But the cool note to make is that it's $10 shitty cell phone game. So $9.99. And you pre-order it now, if you would like. To be determined release date, though. No release date. So you don't even really know when it's going to come out. So he couldn't even go the length to actually finish a shitty cell phone game in his attempt to rake up money, because all of the money is going towards his little organization, the Truth Organization, to get the truth out of the media or whatever.
The truth about who isn't admitted into Texas A&M University.
Yeah, so essentially he's just doing a GoFundMe for his fucking Truth Organization. He's doing it through a cell phone app that you may never even get.
Some bullshit reskinned duck hunt. Also, can I just take 1 second and talk about how classless this is? I know you were found innocent of a double homicide case, by the way, not of a self-defense case. Although I like your effort to try to package it as such.
Here, what does it say?
Just because that's a defense you use doesn't mean it was a self-defense case. You made a self-defense case and you won. You were found innocent in a murder trial. That's how that shit works. But this is the equivalent to O.J. Simpson putting out a video game in which you walk throughout a rich Beverly Hills neighborhood and have to commit murders with a knife. That is what this is the equivalent of. This dude is out a fucking turkey shoot.
When you
the kind of commentary behind.
It's interesting when you put it in that perspective. Honestly,
making a video game where you're fucking shooting people. I mean, I get they're turkeys, so I get it. But then when you slap fake news on the turkey, and also knowing that turkey has been a slang that's been used for 50 years to just refer to some, you going all the way back to fucking jive turkey or whatever. Like people have called other people turkeys for a long time.
Basically,
just
you're
foul.
in a house and you get to shoot, but it's a Nerf gun too, by the way. Don't get it confused. Look, it looks like a Nerf gun. It shoots bullets. Because
he's gonna.
It shoots bullets.
Because this guy is gonna market it to your conservative children. So let's make it. Let's make it look as much as Fortnite as we can, and our little Nerf gun will shoot things. I mean, again, as an entrepreneur, I understand wanting
the hustle?
I don't respect the hustle. I understand what motivates one to hustle, but that's just gross, dude. And if this is what you're getting, like this is all this kid will ever be known for. Like, what a pathetic existence. Your mom and dad your mom dropped you off with a gun. You murdered 2 people. You got away with it, and now you're trying to cash in because you're just fucking worthless without it. Just absolutely no value being brought to the earth. So enjoy it. Have at it. Fuck yourself.
I despise him more. I've said it before on the podcast, and I'll say it again. I despise him more than any other human being, I think. He's like it varies, My levels vary, but consistently, Kyle Rittenhouse is a worthless human being, so...
He's up there with some of these dudes on screen.
Some of these dudes on screen right now, yeah. Some of these shitheads. And I wanted to ask your take. Are you a PewDiePie fan?
No.
I can't remember.
Fan is a strong word.
Watched.
I have enjoyed the occasional video on Cinnamon Toast Ken's channel when he does commentaries with Felix. Now, I will say, for what it's worth, as far as that form of content, that Buff Pro is 10 times better at it than PewDiePie is. I don't think, and so I don't know, like, I get it, like, that there is someone whose hustle I do appreciate, right? We just kind of mentioned that phrase, like, what PewDiePie was able to do as an independent creator and what he was able to build.
Independent creator, by the way.
It is something that absolutely I respect. There are some missteps he's had along the way and some shit that you just can't condone. You just can't necessarily, I don't know. I mean, I would, if he starts popping off using the gamer word again, I will unforgive him for the time that he used it. But It's like, all right, you should know better than to do that. But so yeah, I'm not a stan of his. I'm not really a fan. But I appreciate the fact that like he is instrumental to like us even doing this right now.
Yeah. Very true.
And I think anyone who's on the internet doing something like this, like you may not know it, you may not realize it, but we probably kind of all owe a little something to this guy and the work that he's done.
He's definitely paved the way to normalizing it for a lot of people.
He made this marketable for all of us. So.
I have followed him for years. You know, I can't say that I've had my phases where I've watched him more than other times, you know, as I feel like you are with any YouTuber. You have phases with, like, if you're a YouTube frequenter, which I've been for years and years, it's like, you know, some people hit it off at some points and some people have their lulls too. Sometimes I'm just not into somebody's content as much as I was or will be. Anyway, having said that, you know, I want to ask you, so do you know who all these people are, or only some of these people?
The top two guys, the top two corner guys, I don't know. I know everyone else.
Remember Eric did the Sargon of Khan or whatever?
Oh, that's Sargon of
yep.
Khan?
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
That's
okay.
that guy.
All right. So
PewDiePie. I don't know who the Beardo is, but I can tell you just from glance that I don't know if there's unless we're saying like blonde qualifies them to be in the same block of text like this. I don't think that PewDiePie and that guy probably have very much in common. He seems like a fucking unhinged nut job, but maybe, who knows? I don't know. We have Leafy, we have Ben Shapiro, and we have Joe Rogan at the bottom. So I want somebody to explain to me, and maybe you can glean a little light on it. What justification does he have to land in the same boat as these guys? I mean, it's not like, here, I'll show you some of the beef, and let's see if we can. Actually, we're under the trend right now, so we'll see some of the shit. So, like, some of the stuff people are bullshitting about. He said the N-word, he did the death to all Jews in Minecraft thing.
I forgot about that.
Which was a joke, okay. I mean, like, an untasteful joke, but he did pay Fiverr dudes to fucking say that, so.
And what year was that? Because I feel like that was...
It was primetime edgy humor.
I was just about to say, was it not during the time when iDubbbz and H3 and like literally everyone who was popular was doing this kind of stuff? So maybe that's why he got lumped in with the Leafy of it all.
Yeah. And, okay, fair enough. I guess if you're going to compare him to Leafy, and this time, this is why you would say that, I guess.
Yeah.
But he's not that guy now. I mean, you see... The fortunate thing for him, I would say, in all of this, is that he has a well-documented YouTube career where you can just look at it. The case is made by his content.
Yeah.
Like, you see him grow up. He almost has done a video a day, like, forever. I mean, he's recently kind of pulled that back a little bit because he's getting older and not wanting to do it as much. But practically, up until COVID happened, he was doing a video every day. Every day. So you can literally see the progression of his life and how he matures. It's on documented YouTube. He's not the same person anymore, and he frequently talks about that on almost all these occasions. Like, that shit happened years ago, and then, I mean, geez, it's just that fucking meme over and over and over again, but first thing I think when I hear the name PewDiePie, racist. Everyone's like, I don't know why Joe Rogan was on there. No one with half a brain takes him seriously. He's just goofy, bro. I mean, these are all bad takes.
He's just a goofy dude.
Okay,
with
so
the
like
biggest
this guy,
podcast platform
why
on the
is PewDiePie
planet.
here? Like, you know, you can accuse him of being a racist or whatever the fuck, but when you look at this group of people, and I can speak firmly, at least on these three bottom ones. You want to conflate the one time that he said the N-word to being a fucking crazy ass, obsessed racist like fucking Leafy was, who would make 12 videos in a row about Pokimane and how fucking terrible her content is and harass her and send all of his fans to fucking do crazy shit I think not only is he sexist, but I think it has a little racial tone on it too, because he's always been a racist prick.
Yeah, he's just a so the thing with Leafy is that like he's a Leafy supremacist. So like I guess he'll be okay with white folks because he's also white, but he hates. I feel like he just thinks he's better than anyone and everyone and shits on just everything.
Yeah, true.
So even if he would try to argue, or people try to argue, or he's not racist, he hasn't done specifically racist stuff. Like I guess, but anyone who would take time to defend Leafy's got to probably still have their driver's permit. So I wouldn't argue with you anyway.
Ooh. So quick pause here, just to insert a little topical Clout route. A Clout route quickie. Clout route quickie. Okay. Ethan Klein was on Howie Mandel's podcast. Okay. And
that's a mashup.
Interesting mashup. Howie Mandel does a podcast with his daughter. Okay. And Ethan went on their podcast because Howie Mandel's son is a Fallen Leafy fan, and a Keemstar sympathizer. And like they were asking him like weird questions about like, why are you still on YouTube but people like Leafy is here got banned off YouTube? Don't you think that that's a little hypocritical and shit? And this dude, the kid was like feeding his dad questions about like Keemstar and shit, and having Howie ask Ethan this weird ass shit. Yeah.
Why? So he just didn't watch any of Ethan's content, and he just assumed you and Leafy are a 1-to-1 comparison. So why is he gone and you're here?
And even like
that's how do you even answer that? Like, just watch my content from the last 7 years.
Right. The good thing about the whole podcast was that like Ethan handled himself very well, where that him and Howie kind of had a good. If you want to watch, it's only an hour and it's actually a good podcast. Okay. But him and Howie have a good enough like back and forth, and like you can tell that Howie, although he was fed some things from his son, he ultimately is taking it as like he's meeting this guy for the first time and giving him the benefit of the doubt thing, and just like, yeah, you tell your thing. I want to hear what you have to say. And he likes him. You can tell that Howie likes Ethan.
Okay.
During the whole thing. So he kind of he doesn't lean into the whole hate like his son wanted him to. But I guess they've squashed the beef, and the son has talked to Ethan and said he's a fan of all of them, and it was just questions and yada yada. So the beef is squashed. So just an aside there. Yeah. That's interesting. Ben Shapiro is on the list, and
because incest.
He can be with these guys. Sure, they want to put PewDiePie in this list and have him with Ben Shapiro because PewDiePie had Ben Shapiro on his show once.
I do remember that because I do remember some very bad takes, at least in my opinion.
He was like owning the libs or something.
Yeah, and then I remember people saying stuff like, you humanize Ben Shapiro when you have him on his podcast. Yeah. And I'm like, my dude, Ben Shapiro is a human, so it's okay. Like, I get
he's
like...
He's a freak.
Yeah, right, but it's just like, I don't know. I think it's a weird thing to like... I come from a past of, like, with Bad Dinner Guests where the whole thing was, like, bring people who aren't like-minded together and have them discuss things, you know, kind of like a Bill Maher type kind of deal of, like, well, look, just because I have you on my show doesn't mean that's not a fucking endorsement. Like, and I don't know. And maybe it was an endorsement.
Some people take it that way, and it's an argument to be made, I guess, but... I think you're right.
Yeah, like, I don't think that's fair to say. Like, dude, I'd have fucking Ben Shapiro on this show.
Oh, I would have anybody on the show.
Well, yeah.
Because we're the Clout.
It doesn't... that doesn't mean that I would fucking hang out with him and have a beer. I would hang out with him and have a beer, but that's just because I want his sister's phone number.
And I hate his guts.
I didn't say that. Who said that?
I would have beers with people that I hate. I do it all the time.
Why not? Yeah.
But that's why they want to put them on. But PewDiePie and his influence over ruining teenage boys, I'm not sure how they're on the same level here.
Did he ruin them because he made them all want to be Twitch streamers? Is it that's the only thing I'll be able to give them that will maybe make this make sense, is that they each have their own different reasons for ruining teenage boys, and that the meme just isn't properly explained.
Oh, so he's
the reason everyone wants to be on
everybody
Twitch or
wants to be
something.
a
I don't
YouTuber
know.
now.
Yeah, or everyone wants to just be a Let's Player. Maybe that's what he did. I don't know, because otherwise...
And what, Joe Rogan's on here because he made everybody want to be a podcaster like us?
Yeah, I guess,
and
basically. Yeah, he just, he made
like
everyone
that take.
want to... Yeah.
That kind of lightens this up for me. Because obviously, it's not the take that everybody wants to express, though. I like that view on it, but everybody just wants to say basically like, oh yeah, this is again, and I even put it in the doc, an instance of us, the left will eat itself. We'll fucking, rather than worry about all the other crazy shit that's going on and attack Republicans for their bad shit, we're gonna turn towards somebody, and PewDiePie is not American, and he's Swedish or something, and like all the politics over there are super left in relation to our politics in America. So his inclination would be to be a lefty in America.
Yeah, because we're one of the more right, even our left is pretty center.
Yeah,
as far as the rest of the world is concerned.
For sure. And like,
and that's a fact, Ben, which does not care about your feelings.
this is a bunch of people that want to say, this is a bunch of lefties especially, because they're the ones that take problem with Leafy and Ben and Joe, is a bunch of lefties. And a bunch of lefties want to group PewDiePie in the same thing. And I just think that that's bullshit. It's like, if you asked him, ask him pointed things. If you asked, I mean, even you could maybe have the same argument about Joe Rogan. But ask, like, PewDiePie what he thought about abortion. And what he thought about, a lot of these things, billionaires in the country, and how healthcare works, and yada yada. He'd be left as absolute fuck. But because he said the N-word one time, and he had Ben Shapiro on his show once, years ago, for some reason we have to attack him and say that he's a shit kicker and equal to them. It just doesn't add up for me.
Yeah.
And maybe you could make that argument for Joe Rogan, but I would even put Joe Rogan at a different camp because he has spread COVID misinformation and done harmful things that way. Not to mention all the other fucking crazy ass shit that he's been talking about and all the right-winger nut jobs that he's had on his show. Like, these guys are all terrible in their own way, separate from PewDiePie. Like, PewDiePie maybe, you might not like him for a few reasons, but he's not terrible like these motherfuckers are. And I reject this meme. What do you think? Reject or
I'd reject it. Like I said, unless someone
cool.
can explain it to me in a way that makes a little more sense. And I think there's a lot of other people that could go on that meme there. There are better candidates for your sixth photo there.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're really about to get into it here, into the weeds with all the Twitter opinions on all the abortion Roe v. Wade shit. But I guess where we should start is there are people, and we'll look at this is the event or whatever of the protests. So you can pull the event itself up and all the tweets relating to that. Well, which is pretty cool actually. But I've noticed some of these takes say that men don't even get to have a voice on this thing, and they should just shut up right now and let women talk. And anecdotally, but funny story, and we're here to laugh sometimes, So listen to this. So I saw on Reddit on a relationship advice thing that a guy said, or a lady said that she broke up with her boyfriend and left for the weekend or whatever because she came home and she asked his opinion about Roe v. Wade and what he thought, and he said, like, I don't really have any thoughts about it. And he just kept eating his cereal and playing video games, and she's like, fuck you, you don't care about women, I'm breaking up with you, and left. But then I also saw another occasion where a guy was, these are all on relationship advice on Reddit too, by the way, which is popping off with these, because of this.
Yeah.
People are breaking up and shit. It's funny. But the other story that I thought was funny was a guy was actively saying, like, I forget, he was telling his mother or father or something, like, why they should care about this and blah, 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 and that he doesn't feel like anyone should have control over women's bodily autonomy and yada yada. And she was like, you need to shut up. It is not your place to say anything about this, and I don't want to hear anything you have to say about it. And he's like, but I'm
on your side?
Doing it for you. Like, I'm not doing it for any other reason than I want you and other women to be safe or whatever.
Yeah.
And women that I care about to be safe, you know? I'm not doing it for any other reason than that, and nah, you gotta stop or we're breaking up.
You can't win.
So, what do you think? Do you think that men get to have an opinion on the whole overturning of Roe v. Wade? Do we get to say anything in the first place? Of course we do. I mean, it's fucking stupid to say not, and those situations are stupid. My take. Your take?
My take, I mean, yeah, sure, everyone's allowed to have an opinion on everything. Unless you are the guy who actually nutted into the woman and got her pregnant, then your opinion means jack shit to me, and it shouldn't mean anything to literally anyone else. That's the only man whose opinion has any weight on that specific situation, and even then, I have to say that it's a significantly, you're not the one who has to carry that baby to term. You're not the one who might have to have parts of your body removed afterwards. Like, so yes, absolutely, I agree. And I've had friends in my past, I won't go into any details, but I've known people who have been in a situation where an abortion was had that they did not agree with. They wanted to have the child, and that sucks. Like, that really does suck for them. That's, I don't want to act like I don't feel for those people in that situation, but ultimately, like, and I've seen this tweet pointed out, like, if white men could get pregnant, face actual life and death, or make a decision between their, like, if we had to deal with any of this, it would be a given. It would be a right. Entirely. It wouldn't be even up for debate. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where I have the problem. You can have your fucking opinion.
Guns.
Yeah. At this point, I saw another great tweet. If a woman is raped at gunpoint and becomes pregnant, in that scenario, the gun has the most rights. I should add to this, the person with the second most rights in that situation is going to actually be the rapist now.
Because they can just carry that gun no matter what. They're allowed to.
And
in any situation.
And their privacy will be protected as well. So yeah, it's awful. I mean, again, I have an opinion about it. I am a very weird misnomer here. My situation, look, my mother had a choice. She chose me. It's a situation, I won't get into all the details of that personal life, but you know, my mom was one of those parents who had that choice, and I would not, to this day, I would not ever blame her if she had gone that other way. Obviously, I wouldn't be here to blame her, but you know what I mean? Like, I am so thankful and appreciative for the opportunity that I've been given, and I get it. Like, that's the part that sucks, because like I do understand that. Like, I understand the concept of, like, you know, shouldn't that life have a chance? Like, I get it, but then you adopt it then. You know what I mean? Like, these people aren't actually doing anything for the child, aren't doing anything for them, but that's not what any of this is about.
I just think it's like...
these people, there aren't these people, they don't exist. I just love killing me some babies. Like, I just like to get fucked like a railroad and then just, you know, just scoop these babies out. You know, it's like, that's not how it works. And first of all, if you're plan B, they just take a pill. You know what I mean? Like, that's what happens if there are if there is someone a little too promiscuous. They're just gonna take a plan B. They're not gonna wait 3 months to get a fucking abortion, you idiot. So like that situation is so contrived. It's not real. It's a straw man.
Yeah, most of the time it's not real. Like, it happens.
And the situation, yeah, exactly. It's not that they do, but the vast majority is reasonable and good reasons why these things are being done. And yeah, like I believe to an extent that everyone should have an opinion and be able to have their say on everything. But I don't know. I mean, healthcare should be a basic human right, and I don't know. It's again.
Well,
we can't mandate face masks, but we can ban abortion. So we can't say for the goodness of all of us, so that we can not fucking die, and that, you know, we can't do that because that's government overreach to police someone's body to that extent. But yet somehow you can ban it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And that's why I have to go back to, you're just dumb. Because you want your cake and you want to eat it too. You want to have it this way when it fits my needs, so I'll take it this way. But then over here, I need the exact opposite because that also fits what I want. So it's no longer about, there's no logic behind it. There's hardly any brain power being applied.
Oh, no.
So yeah, I mean, sorry, that's a really long way to answer that question, but it's a complicated question. I don't think people should feel like they don't have the right to speak their opinion, but at the same time, the women need to lead this. This is their thing. I will be on the front lines when I can get pregnant. You know what I mean? Like, if someone needs to go camping, right? I've driven to Illinois plenty of times. I love to go on hikes. I'm happy to sightsee. I work remote, so I could take you during the week. Like, if anyone ever needs to go on a camping trip, like, I'm here to support. But I will listen to, you know, I'm cool with any woman that says, like, let me lead from here. You know, and I don't really necessarily have a problem with it. It doesn't, I'm there to support, and if I have to do so silently, then that's what I'll do. But at the end of the day, I also noticed a lot of people see this Handmaid's Tale.
What's that about?
And I get, so, I mean, that's kind of basically what we're living through right now. Because basically, the Handmaid's Tale, I'm pretty sure they're like, those women are slaves, and they're forced to have kids for the government and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so while it's an important narrative, it's actually drawing a lot of ire from other minorities because they're stating that it kind of belittles, which I think, again, you're talking about the eating itself. You have women of color getting angry at white women for cosplaying as Handmaid's Tale, saying that it belittles the struggles of women of color
that actually happened.
That have had these exactly. That it's actually happened to, and they've had even less. Which I guess I understand that, but again, I don't think that now's the time to be splitting those hairs. I think at this point, like, get on the same fucking page for once in your goddamn life.
If we organize
and get something that you all agree on. Fuck.
If we agreed for once and shut up about the fucking semantics for once. Like, that's the thing. That's how they get everything done. There are 6 fucking conservative Christian fucks in the Supreme Court. I think 6, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And they probably all don't even like each other. Most of them probably don't. I mean, fucking Clarence Thomas is black. Half of them probably hate him.
Yeah, and Clarence Thomas, by the way, who in his whatever written statement, said that next we need to go after contraceptives. We need to go after same-sex marriage, privacy in the bedroom. And I promise you, if Clarence Thomas weren't married to a white woman, he would have thrown interracial marriage on there as well. And when he's gone, someone else fucking will. And that's, to me, that's the... I hate to... Whatever, yell at me if you want for saying what I'm about to say, but to me, that's even the bigger issue. It's not that this isn't horrible and massive, but the fact that this is going to be used as a precedent to set us back not just 50 years, but 70, 80, 100 years.
As far as we want to go.
I used to sit in middle school and think, like, man, how scary this country was. You guys sit here and tell me this is the greatest country in the world, and yet we read through our history book, and it's like, this is fucking disgusting. How could we have lived through this? And now here we are willingly going back to it because a couple of backwoods fucking morons believe in the boogeyman, and they're going to force the rest of us to believe it, by God, whether we want to or not. And it's just fucking stupid that we can put fucking human beings into space and do all this kind of shit that we can do and cure these diseases and do all this shit, and yet we still believe in all this fucking hocus pocus.
Yeah, for sure. But, you're so right. I kind of
Sorry, I definitely went on a tangent there.
That's fine. No, that's great. Let's get into some of the specific tweets, I guess, here, since I've lost my train of thought because of your epic tirade. First, let's see the brevity before the calm before the storm. Everybody should see this. Go follow White Claw Gabe on Twitter, TikTok,
Fuck, baby, fuck.
Twitter, whatever. Was it not playing?
Was Twitter muted maybe before?
I think it's a woman's right to decide what to do with her body. Fuck you, men in Washington. You pieces of shit. You piece of shit. Trying to dictate a woman's right to do with her body. It's a woman's right, motherfucker. I believe it.
I believe it. Shouts out to White Claw Gabe, dude. Way to go, dude. What a dude. Constantly, over and over again, I've shown how great humanity can be. That just a regular old guy can be an inspiration to me online. Fuck, baby, fuck. Fuck all you people in Washington fucking with women's rights, you fuckers.
Pieces of shit.
I love Gabe. Friend of the show, for sure. Is that fine to say?
That is fine to say. I'm good with it.
All right, now let's get into the thick of it.
Oh, is the quartering up next? Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't.
First, we've got...
Sorry, I guess I can't make fun of him.
This is a Republican
opponent.
I mean, this is a...
Me. Wow.
Right.
Wow, again...
Let me read it real
You
quick.
read it. Yep, go ahead.
I'm a Republican... I'm getting out of myself. I'm a reproductive rights organizer and state Senate candidate. Last night, after speaking at our Roe rally, my Republican opponent, a police officer, violently attacked me. This is what it is to be a black woman running for office. I won't give up. Now, hats off to her to being a fucking champ. Check this out. Bam. So, we'll play it again.
Wow.
She is in the red, and you'll see somebody come up. So, let's mute this, because that's worthless. Here's a better shot. In the red.
Yep. Boom.
Bam! In her head, couple times. Now this...
A bunch of people rush.
You're telling me that is her opponent, a Republican police officer? Well, by golly gee, how the fuck would that happen?
I never would have thought
I
someone
thought these were God soldiers.
Yeah, who would have thought someone in that demographic who's sworn a duty to serve and protect would resort to violence? Jeez. And it's again, you know what kind of person resorts to violence when they're not able to win a debate, Danny?
What's that?
A fucking stupid one. A mouth-breathing ignoramus who is not intelligent enough to get his point across will resort to violence. Fuck you, piece of shit.
Which is like, you couldn't exemplify that better. It's like they're speaking at a rally, and this fucking brute, dumbass police officer attacks her violently.
It's what a child does when they don't get their way. They throw a tantrum. Like, fuck you,
well,
piece of shit.
Make a fool of yourself. There you go. And this fucking lady's like, fuck you. I don't give a fuck. Make a fucking fool of yourself, and I will rise above it and fucking look like a champ. And go for you. Actually, I'll follow Jennifer Rourke on that note. Mother of 4, wife of a veteran, activist, and survivor. I am fighting to change not just the script, but those who are writing it.
Wife of a veteran, which once again goes to point. Wife of a veteran, why would a Republican not be treating that woman with respect? Her husband fought for those freedoms that you allege to care about, you're not going to treat a veteran's wife with a little bit of respect?
Let me get to the...
It's all fake.
Let me taste the core of that a little bit. The licks at the center of the Tootsie Pop. I mean, she is a woman, a black woman. This dude's beating the fuck out of her. They're taking away her rights already with this whole Roe shit anyways, and other women like her, or non-binary people, whatever, you know. I lose my... Oh! Yeah. A woman, though, specifically. Like, let's take all the race and whatever else out of it. I thought, like, the Bible or, like, these kind of people that lean towards the Bible and take that and use that as a compass and a guide for their life respect women. I thought that was, like, a thing that we do. No. We hold them... We protect them. We go to fight for them. Like, that's their whole thing. Oh, they don't want them in the military and shit either, because men go do that, and women stay at home and make the food and do this and that and whatever, blah, 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 blah. And you raise your hand to the fucking woman. The woman that you should be protecting, according to your morals and whatever else that you would grandstand any other time, and you hit the fucking lady. It's like... You can just innumerably say how hypocritical and stupid this is over and over again. Not to mention that you're just hitting somebody in general. It's just fucked. Let's keep going because there's a lot, and you know we're coming to the end here. You know, I mean, we're gonna get through them all. Oh, we're coming to the end.
Oh yeah, we are.
This one's interesting. Pokemon.
Oh, I actually saw this. I saw this on Twitter.
Gets a text. You're so hot on Twitch. Ready to impregnate you, Pokey. Now that abortions have been removed, be careful because I will knock on your door. Now, let me say that just because Roe v. Wade got overturned doesn't mean, you know, that...
You can't go camping in New York.
Well, yeah. But it doesn't mean that people are necessarily going to go immediately and, like, be crazy nut jobs. So you can't, like, I don't know. I get, whatever. I said the gloves are off, so what the fuck ever. So I don't even care. I don't need to, like, I keep wanting to not overgeneralize and paint the picture of them versus us and the red being all wrong and blah, blah. But this just is what it is. I'm tired of fucking trying to dance around the opinion. My opinion of that, at least. Like, because they did this dumb shit, now there's some motherfucker that feels like he is empowered to say something like this to a fucking lady. A fucking lady that did nothing to deserve this other than just exist online.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a side effect. When you take a human being's rights away, you're subconsciously sending out that signal that they are beneath other people who have those rights. So now, idiots like this, now, again, this fucking scumbag should be held accountable for his or her own actions. Nothing that happened should condone those text messages being sent.
I was trying to see what the actual username was.
When you fucking embolden these people, scary things start to happen.
Yeah. And you wonder, it's like
that dipshit who went into a fucking restaurant with a shotgun because he thought there were children being trafficked in the basement. You know why? Because he's fucking stupid and he gets manipulated by known fucking manipulators who have gone into court and had to testify that their show is an act for entertainment purposes put on specifically to make money. Mm. But it's cool. The gloves are off now. Now that we've stripped you of your rights, Pokey, I can also threaten you with rape in your own home. I'll just let you know I'm gonna come put a baby in you now. Like, just fucking horrible, dude. Horrible. No one should have to, and I have been, you probably can go back and find some clips where I've probably talked shit about Pokimane or other Twitch streamers, the booby streamers, whatever, but god damn it, she has a right to go out and make her living, do what it is that she does without having to be threatened with fucking rape and assault.
Well, and it's great,
and
too. It's like
she's ridiculous, man.
Like, she's already going to experience a terrible thing, a scary thing, to where, has to worry about all different kinds of situations that deal with this Roe v. Wade being overturned, whatever. There's numerous things. I'm not going to go through all of it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, as a woman, she's already having rights taken away, and it's bad, and not it's moving in a negative direction. She's probably feeling like shit, hurt about all this stuff, up in arms about it, emotional about it, like anybody would be, and then you get this. Some fuckhead that's like, yep, gonna come fucking fuck with you now. Like, what losers? We've got such fucking losers in this world, and guess what? This guy just happened. I mean, like, I would love to see what this guy's fucking Twitter looks like. What likes he has. What how many donations he's made to Kyle Rittenhouse's fucking video game. Or whatever else. Like, they're all fucking kooks. You're all kooks. You're all fucking... I'm done with it. If you are in support of this kind of shit, I don't care. If you can't realize what the fuck you're doing by being cool with this, I don't care how you want to justify it. Whether it's fucking you're saving lives and you love babies or whatever the fucking else it is. You're really saying something else too. It's not just you're not just pro-life. You're forced abortion. I mean, you're forced birth. I keep wanting to say abortion. You're forced birth. You're making somebody go through a pregnancy when they might not want to. But not only that, it's just tons of other shit. You're just a terrible person. You're a fucking shithead. You don't care about women. You don't care about their rights or their bodily autonomy. You care more about things like guns and shit. It's funny how they can make sweeping fucking... No, we can't make any fucking bans federally on guns, but we can make sweeping motions on abortion. That's fine. Like, fucked. Let's keep going.
Yerp.
Let's keep going. I'm sorry, Pokimane, that you have to go through that. Let's check out this. This is another convenient thing that
Guns
happened.
get more rights, people get fewer.
What happened in conjunction with this, which is a tactically fucking done thing, police were tired of fucking up all the time and getting court cases thrown out for not reading Miranda rights correctly and blah, blah, blah. So the Supreme Court decided to totally overturn that and get rid of that as well. Which seems like perfect timing because they've done this overturn of Roe v. Wade. Now, police officers don't have to fucking read you your Miranda rights in perfect timing for when people are going to be protesting because of the dumb shit that they're doing.
And they've taken away, looks like they threw out one of the ways of suing cops under Miranda. And then
that's basically that.
And then
situation.
Strongly hinted, just like they strongly hinted, they're not done going after our privacy rights and our sexual rights. They're not done going after our Miranda rights. So let me take this moment to say to everyone who listens to this in the present or future, innocent or guilty, it is never in your best interest to speak to the police without an attorney present. You do it as politely as you can. You say things like, "Officer, I would love nothing more than to help you with this, but unfortunately I'm unable to do so without an attorney present to represent me in my interest." It doesn't matter. They're going to say things like, "You look guilty. It's not going to look good. If you don't want to talk to us, yada, yada, yada." Literally, what the Miranda rights that they're supposed to tell you are, they can't use that against you. You asking for a lawyer literally cannot be used against you. Don't ever let anyone talk you into speaking to the police. All that can happen is that you can be found guilty for something that you did not do. And also just disgusting.
I guess
fuck
actively,
the police.
don't forget, definitely fuck the police. Don't forget that. But actively always remember that, especially in this case, since people are talking about it and everything, your Miranda rights didn't get, though those rights are still there. Let's be clear. You still have the rights that they're supposed to read you.
Evoke them.
They just can't overturn court cases now that where a cop fucked up and didn't read your Miranda rights, because it was always in place that you had to do that in order for it to be a proper procedure.
Yep.
Now they can just bag you and tag you. Bada bing, bada boom. They don't have to say shit to you.
So now, more than ever, which honestly, it's absolutely not right, but just something that we should all, as citizens, have a much better understanding of what our rights are when it comes to that anyway. So a very horrible thing that's been done, but take it as opportunity and incentive to learn what your rights are.
Yeah.
Because
now more than ever,
it's only going to get worse around here. Just wait. I mean, if your rights haven't been stepped on yet, just wait your turn.
Yeah, they're coming for you.
Yeah.
Don't forget. What's the fucking
the Nazi poem, you know what I'm talking about?
The Nazi poem. I was thinking, what's the Killer Mike lyric where he's like talking about fucking, because after they're done with us, they're coming for you. Don't worry about it.
And that's what I'm referring to, the Nazi poem. It's something that's like, when they came for the Jews, I didn't say anything because I wasn't Jewish. When they came for the gypsies, I didn't say anything because I wasn't a gypsy. And when they came for me, there was nothing I could do because there was no one left to help me. Yeah. Something kind of thing. So this is one of those things. It's not... I think it's much more important, whatever your beliefs are about this individual thing, I think it's important to notice what the fuck is going on right now. Your rights are being stripped as quickly as they can, all by the same people who have convinced their base that they want a smaller government with less authority. Meanwhile, they don't seem to be doing that. But I'm just some guy who talks shit on the internet, so.
Me too, Kevin. Me too. You want to hear what Keemstar has to say?
In Minecraft, he doesn't like our in Minecraft move.
So he says, I don't agree with Roe v. Wade being overturned. So Keemstar's covering his bases. He does not wish that Roe v. Wade was overturned, even though I don't really believe him. So whatever. I mean, I think he's full of shit. I think he's signaling. He's signaling. He wants to accuse somebody else of, fucking virtue signaling. No, he's fucking signaling. I don't think he gives a fuck about women or their fucking rights or Roe v. Wade, honestly.
You want to know how?
I think he just says that at the beginning to fucking to get, to cover his bases.
I can prove your case. You want to know how? He didn't spell row right.
Good crap, yeah. He didn't even bother, copy pasting it from somewhere.
he couldn't tell you the first fucking thing about it. Exactly what you said. So what he has done with this tweet, and again, get your pens out, kiddies. It's school time.
Hold the thought before you go. Let's just make sure everybody knows what he's saying here. I don't agree with Roe v. Wade being overturned. However, Kotaku is clearly signaling for people to harm our Supreme Court justices. The internet knows when you say something messed up in order to avoid consequences for your threats, you end the statement with, in Minecraft. Avoid consequences for you.
Your threats. I hate when people, unless he was...
Whatever. He's an idiot.
He's
basically,
type, right?
He's saying that Kotaku released an article that says, here's how to add Supreme Court justices to Minecraft for no reason at all, is encouraging them to go to insurrection.
Well, yeah, and then when you look at the quote next to it, does certainly seem that I see the words impaling. I mean, you can really do whatever you want, even stuff like slashing, shooting with arrows, burying them in the deep dark hole. Aren't video games great? Yeah. So I mean, I get, yeah, absolutely. They're very clearly suggesting that you
beat the fuck out of them in Minecraft.
Out of fake. I mean, dude, yeah. I mean, I don't understand. I don't know. Doing things in Minecraft, you want to know what last night, instead of playing 2K, I did play some Battle Royale games because I was frustrated and I wanted to find a better way to I just wanted to murk some fools, you know what I mean? I just wanted to enforce my will upon someone in a way that wouldn't actually cause them any real negative impact. So I went in there, played some solos, and I smashed some heads in Fortnite, which is probably what I'm just going to say now instead of in Minecraft. So fuck you, Keem. But no, to go back to what I was originally saying, what Keem did here is he's trying to get as many people on both sides as he can to agree with him. So yeah, when you say, Danny, that he's signaling, you're absolutely right, because he starts by saying, I don't agree with it being overturned, but also it's not right for you to talk shit about the Supreme Court. So he's basically just trying to say, I agree with you Democrats, I agree with you Republicans, as many people that can like me, please just like me. You know, as Michael Jordan once said, Republicans buy sneakers too. So that's what the fuck Keemstar is doing right now.
He's a fucking loser, shill, bitch tits, motherfucker, child endangerer, allegedly, in Minecraft. There you go.
And
I said it. But, I mean, like, my whole thing is, does he not know what a fucking video game is? I thought he plays Fortnite and shit on the fucking, during the week. He has, like, fucking Fortnite Mondays and shit. Fortnite Fridays and fucking watch me on Twitch play fucking Fortnite. Who would give a flying fuck to watch Keemstar play Fortnite or Call of Duty for God knows, I don't know why. But the dude has played video games before. Like, do you not get the concept of you do things in video games that you don't do in real life? Our whole argument of people that play video games, which Keemstar should be on the same point, is that him playing Call of Duty doesn't cause him to want to go shoot up a fucking mall. He would agree with that statement, okay? He would agree with that. And I'm sure he has had the same argument when there were Republicans before talking shit about video games, saying that video games drive kids crazy and make them want to go shoot people. I'm sure Keemstar has said before that he does not believe that, because he's an avid video game player, and he's should be, that playing Call of Duty doesn't make you want to go shoot people up. It might make you a dickhead like him, but it doesn't make you want to go shoot people up because you play Call of Duty. So, with that thought in mind, you fucking lose me on this, dog. Because they're they're playing a game. And they're fucking killing the Supreme Court in Minecraft. Literally in Minecraft. And that is them doing it in a game. They're not doing it in real life, and they're not signaling for people to do it in real life. You're fucked. You're just stupid. You want to have some tweet that's timely and fucked. You don't even make any sense. This just doesn't make any sense. You're fucking stupid. But I wanted to make a point to give Keemstar's a little take. He's got to have some sauce on it, and you're a fucking moron. You're an idiot. Let's keep going. Because after Keemstar, we've got another fucking fuckwad. The quartering.
My favorite person.
92.5% of abortions are for convenience. Think about that.
For convenience. Not being able to afford a baby is a convenience.
Well, this is what I'm trying to break this down. So this all adds up to that 92.
So he's basically what he's saying, victim of rape, fetal health problems, and physical health problems are the only ones that he is considering to be legitimate. So if you add those up, that's 7.5%. So that's what he's saying. Now, why I can't afford a baby is also highlighted, but yet not being included is what's throwing this off. Yeah. Also, again, I mean...
So it doesn't make any sense to begin with.
People do this all the time on both sides. Like, show me all of the information. How many people were actually questioned? And, like, give me all of it. You know, right. Otherwise, fuck you.
Because
thank you, fuck you, bye.
Nothing.
It means nothing to me. I could do that too, dipshit.
But...
I can make it... As far as I know, that was made on fucking Google Sheets. And you just typed in numbers. Like, I don't know. Just...
But, okay, so...
Go take another piss in your basement.
I want to pee in my basement, and I want to be one with the quartering right now, and I want you to join me here. What does this mean exactly? I'm trying to square it away in my head. 92.5% of abortions are for convenience. Think about that. So I'm thinking about it. So, like, what is his what's his jab, then? What's the sauce behind this? He's saying that
all the women that have abortions are lazy whores.
Or just doing it because they don't want to take care of babies.
They're doing it. Yeah, they're doing it because they don't want to
it's inconvenient to have
inconvenience. Mind you, this comes from the same crowd that believes in the nuclear family, that believe that the mother has to do all the child rearing and all the child raising. The same group of people who refer to fathers watching their children as babysitting. So again, you call it. I find it very convenient that you don't ever have to really do much of the parenting, and yet it's just so easy to say like, oh well, these lazy fucking bitches, they just don't want to be adults and like, dude, fuck you,
but
man.
Are 100% of abortions for convenience?
Yeah, it's more convenient, I guess, to abort a baby than die from a health problem. Yeah, that's true. It's more convenient to have an abortion than to have your uterus ripped out.
Because I wouldn't.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, technically, yes. Yeah. Aren't all dental operations for convenience? Fuck. I mean, shit. Can we ban lap band surgeries? Because I get really frustrated when a motherfucker just gets 200 pounds removed from his gut and then goes and brags on the internet about how awesome and transformative his life has been. Can we ban that too? Because it's really annoying to me, and that's what's important, right? Is that my will is imposed on other people's bodies, right? So all you fat bastards, you better just fucking diet, because that lap band surgery is for convenience, dog. Fucking idiot, dude.
There you go.
And shave your fucking face while we're at it.
With the quartering.
God damn it.
Nah, because that...
I can smell you through my screen,
that
quartering.
thing wouldn't work.
His fucking...
His icon wouldn't work anymore. The beard. The shadow beard. He can never
It works
shave it.
really
That's
well,
why it stinks, too, because he can't do anything with it. It has to stay.
Fuck.
And remain looking
Could
stinky,
you imagine?
or else he won't look like the silhouette.
Whose laundry room stinks worse, the quartering or Ted Cruz?
The quartering for sure. Because Ted Cruz has somebody that does it for him.
Yeah.
He has what Trump said was in his fucking kitchen at Trump Tower, doing his laundry for him. Probably in Texas. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that Ted Cruz is a fucking abomination, freak, tonsil stone eating loser online.
Yeah, someone show me how to make Ted Cruz in Minecraft if you could.
I like that. Ted Cruz, shouldn't be in Minecraft though. He should be like what is that fucking game, dude? Have you ever played like the Friday the 13th game where it's like Jason's the bad guy and there's a bunch of campers that are like running away from him? Ted Cruz would be in a game like that. He would be like the guy you're running away from his like tonsil stones.
Yeah, I was gonna say, except he's just breathing through his mouth.
Or, yeah. Whatever the case may be, and you have to beat him by like saying his wife's ugly or something and berating him, and then he joins your side.
Yeah.
That's how you win.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, whatever the fuck that tirade was.
Fuck
He's
Ted
a fucking
Cruz.
loser. Let's talk about another fucking loser.
No, will now live who would
First
otherwise
off,
been killed in the womb.
let's start with his thing. What is a woman? Why is that his thing?
Because he's anti-trans.
What is it? Yeah, okay, it's a trans thing.
It has to be.
Freak of nature.
It fucking has to be.
Yeah, whatever. So he says, hundreds of thousands of children will now live who otherwise would have. Oh, okay. Let me start again because I fucking totally fumbled that. It's because I'm ready to fucking go in on. Hundreds of thousands of children will now live who would otherwise have been killed in the womb. This is a victory for all human beings who are created in the image of God. There's a lot to unpack there, but what I want to say is, like, no. First off, just no. Second off, let me hit this a couple times, Kev, before I know your inevitable fucking bitch at this motherfucker.
Oh yeah. I'm just Yep. Go ahead. Everyone already knows what I'm gonna say.
I'll address all the parts. Hundreds of thousands of children will now live who would otherwise have been killed in the womb, and I saw some fucking Republican freak talking about the same thing when he was going on about like, I'm the first. It was the first governor wherever. I'm the first governor to fucking enact trigger laws to make abortion illegal, and this is some monumental moment, whatever. Some thumb-looking, disgusting freak. I don't even know which guy he is, and it doesn't matter because his name is irrelevant. But they want to say this thing where, like, we've saved tons of kids for the future going forward, and we regret and look back on all the kids that have died, and hopefully we can rectify that with this decision and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I don't know. I just reject the whole thing. They're not kids.
Yeah, tell me your first memory.
They're
From
not
the womb.
fucking kids, dude. Why can't we get... like, that's the thing where it's also going to be... This whole God shit of it all is going to hold us back as
For
a
thousands of
society forever.
Yeah.
Because it also runs into problems when they talk about, like, which you can talk about philosophical problems all you want. But they want to justify the God of it all and say, like, cloning and any kind of genetic bullshit and even things of, like, 3D printing and the technology where that's going, they don't like. Religious people. Because it is an affliction. It's like an affront against God. We shouldn't be able to do those kind of things. And abortion is just the beginning where they're saying, like, yeah, you don't want to do this because of God. But then we'll never, like, what if we get to a point where somebody realizes the technology and makes a 3D printer that can print food and solve hunger? They'll
be killed.
Well, we can talk about the politics of all the other shit surrounding it, but in this specific, if they were safe and the technology became a realization, okay, these freaks would say something like, well, God didn't intend us to just fucking make whatever the fuck we want. These people are supposed to die.
God wants your children to die, just like he wanted all
These
of those
people are supposed
poor
to die
children and adults to die from the pandemic because, I don't know, because
God made your beautiful face and we should see it.
You were living in sin, so he just poisoned everyone with COVID or something.
And then I was saying the cloning or whatever, it's like when we get to the technology where we can replicate limbs and shit like that, they take that as an affront to the God too, because you are unnaturally extending life. Even though there's shit like medicine and blah, 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 if I were to replace a limb entirely, we're talking about genetic manipulation and
so no more surgeries at all.
We're not
is
supposed
what
to
I'm hearing.
tap into.
That's what I'm hearing.
Well,
if you have a heart attack, sorry.
All they got to do is want to make the argument. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously they could make that argument. They just don't want to. But if the case comes to where they want to make the argument, like, oh well, we don't want people. I'd rather the homeless people and the hungry people just die.
Yeah, they don't work hard enough, and they're not God's chosen, so...
Yeah.
What do I care?
God wanted them to die. That's why they're dying. So, like...
It's all part of the plan.
But this God of it all is just holding us back. And they're all pedophiles and freaks anyways. And they molest your children. And we're at the end of the podcast, so I don't feel as bad about saying all this shit.
Which is why they need that hellfire and brimstone God.
All these same people that are all these God fucking... loving freaks are also the ones diddling your kids. I would like some of the people... I know there's tons of people my age that were raised in a religious home, but maybe are just like... just don't practice anything at all. Just don't even think about that aspect of life. Religion. I know tons of people my age that are that way. That religion just isn't as important to our generation as it was to prior ones. And it's just holding us back from realizing more things and better things.
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah, we should have done, like, there's a meme that you see and it's like, society if MTV kept playing music or something like that. But you know what the real version of that meme, when you see the flying cars and the future that sci-fi writers all dreamed of, really what has kept us from that is this fucking bullshit superstition.
Yeah.
All these
imaginary thing that holds us back from... I mean, like,
It's a cult.
People want to make an argument that it's fucking teaches you good values and everything and blah blah blah. That argument can be made about anything.
You can learn those values.
You can learn all those same things from. There's tons of books, and you can continue to read the Bible and get those values and things from it if you want to. But the fact that we're using it to conduct law and order in this fucking society is craptastic.
Is exactly what it was designed to do.
We need to take a fat... Well, I mean, that's what it is. It's a giant grift. It's a giant grift. If you haven't realized, these motherfuckers pretend like there's something, fake thing, and then take your money so that they can keep having you come back every week to talk about something that's not real. And you continue to give them money.
Because God
you basically pay someone to tell you stories every week.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like you could just fucking read the thing
like
yourself and interpret it. Like
a YouTuber, kind of.
Yeah.
Like the quartering might as well be like a pastor.
That's who Christians are. Christians are guys who watch YMS and never watch the movie. And they're like, that movie fucking sucked. Or they watch Cinema Sins, but they never actually watch the movie. They just take the interpretation of the reviewer and say, oh yeah, that's what I believe now.
Yeah.
Because someone told me to believe it. Mm-hmm. And by God, it'd be just too damn hard to rub two of these brain cells together to come up with any of my own thoughts. Mm-hmm. It's dumb. It has held us back. It has watered down our fucking our growth as a species, and it ultimately, religion will be the downfall of humanity if we don't get rid of it to an extent, or at least get rid of the fucking weight that gets put on it. It will be the devastation to us all.
Yeah, they want that though. They want it to be like the Bible says. We're gonna get to that point where it's the fucking. What is it at the end? The Genesis.
It's the book of Revelations, which was written to be about Rome. And essentially, if you really want to look into it, Revelations already happened, you fucking half-wits. But
they
anyway,
want to make it happen
you want to believe somehow that a book that was written when the United States didn't even exist or wasn't even known to be a part of the world.
It wasn't even a thought in somebody's balls.
You want to believe that the book of Revelations was written about you and your chosen God's people. Like, no, you dumb fucker. You might as well be a fucking Mormon. Jesus Christ, what's the matter with you?
It's not a
Get
Christian
your shit
country.
together.
Let's get it real.
Use your fucking brain. Think logically. Do 2 hours of research and see how many different holidays and traditions were stolen from the pagans, stolen from the people of Gaul, stolen from other Roman territories, that literally they adapted these pagan traditions because it was the only way they could convert the Roman Empire into one religion. They converted Christianity into something that it was not, and now you all fucking run around acting like it is holy writ, and it's literally just the work of men that's been edited and edited over and over again based upon who was in charge. And if you still believe it after you've looked into it, I'm so sorry, but I've already established what I think of you. And also, Ben Shapiro, I haven't even talked to you about fuck you, fuck your tweet. You're an idiot. There is no God. If there was, he certainly wouldn't have made himself. You know, is that you're the image of God? I'm the image of God. What the fuck?
This is a victory for all human beings who are created in the image of God.
Dumb.
Yeah. Like, it's.
If there were God, why would he only have 2 feet and 2 hands? You stupid fuck. Why would he have 8 arms and float around like an octopus? You can fucking think.
Why
would he just be a big ball of gas that can touch everything? Why would God be this fucking limited? You stupid fuck. I'm sorry, Danny.
No, I love it. I love it because
fucking idiot.
I mean, it's really about time. I've felt this way forever, you know, like for a very long time. Since I was a teenager, I felt like, what is this stuff that they're trying to tell me? Like, I remember as a kid learning the stuff, and it's like, as a kid, when you go to Sunday school, it almost is more like a, you know, you've read fairy tales at the same age. So you don't think twice about it.
Did I tell you because I was, this funny thing, okay, so maybe some of this will be understood a little bit better if I tell you the story that I was actually raised in, technically my mother was Catholic, but she also had very negative experiences with the Catholic Church and does not care for it very much. I was raised because, I mean, there's a lot of, anyway, I spent a lot of my first 9 years in a Pentecostal home. The kind where it's basically it's the televangelist. It's the shit it's the tent revivals with the snakes and the speaking in tongues and the.
Your mom did it?
No. My mom at one point in time, my mom was a single mother, so she was working I think 3 jobs, and I lived with a different family. Like so, I would spend like days at a time over there while she would work, and it'd be on again, off again. So, but that family was raised. They were part of that church, and for what it's worth, my love of them has been what has kept me quiet about this bullshit for so long. The only reason I've even tolerated this hocus pocus is being because of the people that I love that believe in it so dearly that I knew it would hurt them to hear me speak this way about the things that they believe to be true. But at the end of the day, their feelings are not more important than the growth of us as a species. Their feelings are not more important than humanity. So I'm sorry, you're just going to have to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, kids. But here's the thing. Here's my story. Here's my story. Yeah, it's an impossible thing to do, so give it a shot. I was about 7 or 8 years old at one of those tent revivals. So it's usually, have you ever seen those things where they have people come up on the stage? It gets memed a lot, right? They take like their coat, or they'll like touch your forehead and you go, oh, and then a bunch of people catch you. And I was a troubled child at 7 years old. I was feeling, that's what they had. They get you whipped up in these hysterics, right? They get people singing and dancing and hallelujah, hallelujah. Okay. And so they had like a prayer thing, and they're like, come up to the stage if you want to pray. And I kind of got coaxed in, I felt compelled one way or another to go up there and say a little prayer. And so, of course, seeing a young person, the pastor can't help but fucking jump on that because, everyone's going to. So what happens is, next thing I know, I am surrounded by virtually everyone in this church, and there's a bunch of people touching me. And they all have their hands on me, and they're all going, and at one point, I just started mimicking the sounds that I heard.
No.
And when you see the way these fucking people reacted to it,
you bushka.
Oh, dude, I was 7 years old.
What
the fuck was I going to do, dude? I was surrounded by a bunch of psychos. I wanted them to get off me as soon as possible. So I made the sound. They all erupted. They all did the thing.
I'm not being critical of you whatsoever. It's just.
But from that day, I knew it was a fucking hoax because I had just faked my way through it, and they all reacted as if it was real.
Oh, so you played them as a 7-year-old, is what you're saying.
And from that day forward, I have been, and I went full circle. I went anti-Christian. Call it anti-Christ if you want. I actually don't. I actually do believe in the things that Jesus, those whatever, the things that he taught, the commandments. Those are good things to live yourself, but whatever.
Right.
But
I'm tired of that.
Based on what I had experienced, it wasn't. Again, I can teach a child that it's bad to steal without having to talk about God. You can explain these things in a very real world. You explain to them what it took to make that product, how many people had to work, the fact that them stealing it may lead to someone else losing their livelihood and have to get... There are plenty of ways to explain this stuff to human beings without having to say, well, the big guy upstairs says if you do it, he'll smite you. And you don't want to suffer eternity of pain, do you? And if that's the only reason then fuck you. Like, seriously. Then it's not good. It's not actually providing you with anything good. It's just saying, here's your to-do list, and make sure if you do bad stuff, you pray about it. Like, it's so dumb.
That's why I'm tired of it. Like, that's why I'm tired of it. When you call your justification of religion and the Bible and shit to be like, oh, well, at least it's a good set of morals and shit, and that's what I want to teach my kids. It's like, just do it then, you fuck. Just do it then. Quit having some culty book to worship and do it. Like,
why can't you just be a good person? Because it's the right thing to do.
Just be good. Teach your kid the good things that you know. Like, I don't get what's so hard about that. And maybe it would be, maybe we should start thinking about it as the Bible would be more appropriate if it lost its relevance when they became a certain age. Almost like all the other fairy tale bullshit we tell our kids. It's fine to teach a kid a story about the burning bush and the dude with the fucking rocks that say 10 things on it that you should follow your life by. That's
or the
fine.
dude who survived inside a whale.
But when they are like 10 and they're like, Daddy, is the fucking Santa Claus real? Then you gotta be like, okay, I guess we're having the birds and the bees talk now. Not the birds and the bees talk, but we're having the veil is pulled talk. All right, you know. I mean, however you do it, it doesn't have to be so as I would do it, where I would just be like, all right, kid, Santa's not real, Easter Bunny's not real, God's not real. All that shit was just stuff I was just teaching you, using an example. And now you're into the real world, where that stuff, Daddy will get you presents, Mommy will get you presents, we'll take care of you, we'll teach you the real world. It's not Santa and Easter Bunny and God that's going to carry you through. It's real life shit. That's appropriate, I feel like. I feel like that's almost what it was supposed to be.
I honestly, and we've never talked about this on this show, but I think it's abhorrent and disgusting. The way, like, I think Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, all of these things are disgusting. What you are doing at a base level to these children is you are having the 2 or 1, depending on the situation, you're having this child's lifeline. The people they count on the most, that they trust the most, that when they're scared of a monster or whatever, the people that they come to for everything, you're having them start their life by lying to them about everything that's important in their life. All for what? What is the big get that children get in believing in fucking Santa Claus? How is that more valuable than a child understanding that Mommy and Daddy and Aunt Linda and whoever else actually worked their ass off to get you that? How is that not the better lesson to teach someone other than, oh yeah, write Santa a fucking letter, and if you'll be a good boy, it's, you know why? Because they're setting you up for their bullshit Christ myth. Yeah. That's exactly why Santa is the way that it's a precursor to get you into their stupid fucking cult. God damn it.
And I agree. I think that's a good point to be made. I just think that when you're a very young child, there are simpler things I can't explain to you. Everything, you know? But I can say when Christmas comes around that there is some jolly guy that's going to bring you presents. And if that makes sense to you, I'm with you. I don't think that I will necessarily... I think my wife will have a harder time with it than I will, but I don't think I necessarily care whether they know about Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny, especially like the Easter Bunny and shit. Really, like Santa Claus at least is like, I feel like it's a traditional American thing to celebrate Christmas, whether you're religious or not, right? And
yeah, but I think
Easter,
but it's
maybe Easter, but Easter's so weirdly tied into religion. I just feel like Christmas. Though it is a religious thing in terms of, you know, Jesus, the Jesus of it all, I feel like Christmas has turned into more of just like a trad holiday, like a fucking Halloween and a fucking...
Yeah, no, it's just a consumer holiday.
Yeah.
And again, and just to
go
back
Easter is a weird one that's like tied in religiously, so I don't care. I don't think I care about that one for my kid. I feel like it's just a mechanism to teach them things easily. It would be no different as if they read, you know, some book and thought that, like, they're going to pretend and play like these things are real anyways. So I don't think necessarily that something like Santa Claus is inherently toxic or wrong, but I do agree that it is a slippery slope kind of thing. I just feel like your kids are going to take that and roll with it from somewhere. So you may not be teaching them Santa Claus, but they're going to learn fucking, you know, they're going to fucking like the Smurfs, and they will pretend and think that the Smurfs are real or something. And that will just be a way they play, and they conduct themselves that way. But when it is appropriate, when they're finally old enough to be like, yeah, Daddy and Mommy got you presents, I feel like that's an appropriate time to stop. They're older.
Yeah, again, I know I'm in the minority here. But
they're out of the age range at that point to where, like, if you can explain to them, if you can say to them, mommy and daddy bought you presents, and they understand that, then I feel like that's a good and appropriate time where you don't have to. If you can say things to them and they understand a block of a phrase, enough, then you can stop playing around with the whole pretend bullshit. If I can tell you, like, oh, it's Easter, and the kid's like, why? What's Easter? What is Easter? It's just a day that we decided to eat fucking ham and fucking green beans.
It's why can't it just be what it was, and again, what it was stolen from, but because it was originally a pagan fertility holiday. The whole point of Easter is celebrating the earth and its rebirth, because the symbolic death of nature was winter, which is where Saturnalia, Christmas, so Jesus is born in the springtime, but we celebrate it on December 25th because we're really just celebrating the winter solstice, which is the end of winter, and then check this out. So on the 22nd, the moon sets lower than it normally does for 3 days. It kind of dies, if you were to say that. Would you say it maybe died for 3 days? If you were, 6,000 years ago and you were just some camel riding dude with a stick, and you're like, oh, what happened? Wow, it's weird. The moon died for 3 days, and then the days get longer. It's like he was resurrected and born again. And like we celebrate that because every year that happens, and it's the rebirth of our life cycle on this planet. It's so weird how fucking parallel that is to your bullshit myth.
It's weird how stories work, huh?
Fucking, and then you know what they say to do that? You know what they say? They say those religions were put there by the devil to shake you of your faith in God. The devil made up similar religions and put them in front of ours so that your faith would waver. That is some Jim Jones level bullshit. And let me just say this. No one who is in a cult believes that they are in a cult.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You think the Heaven's Gate dudes would have ever referred to themselves as cult members? No. So of course you're going to say you're not in a cult. That's the whole point of the cult.
I'll show you somebody that's in a cult. I'm sorry to take you off the tangent, but I want to finish the last
It's okay. I'm just
two tweets.
I was trying to get us to the 2-hour mark, and now we're here.
Far. Steven Crowder, think of this next time you do a pussy march.
I will quote Slatty Matty down there and say, bro, what does this even mean?
Or Cody Johnson says, what?
Shouts out to Dr. Mr. Cody. Did you see him dress up like Crowder the other day? Oh my god, I took a picture of it, saved on my phone.
So
I love it so much.
But
we need to get me a holster, by the way. Go ahead.
Yes, you do need a holster. We both do, actually. And now that it doesn't matter, I don't even have to do anything. I just should have a gun on stream at all times.
Yeah,
it's
like
whatever.
True.
We should have a bunch of guns. But anyways, that's a set redesign that we might get to. Unpacking, think of this the next time you do a pussy march. I'm guessing what he's saying. This is his attempt to be relevant, whatever. I'm guessing what he's saying is that it's hopeless, that you're fucking hopeless, that don't bother doing a pussy march, don't bother fighting for your rights, women, because it's not going to work out. In Crowder's world, in a Christian nation that he wants to live in with his guns and shit, don't expect anything other than staying in the kitchen and raising my children. Because that's what they want from you, and that's it. That's it. They don't even want your opinion on anything. They just want you to shut the fuck up and do what they say and raise their children. You're a mechanism for them to birth, and that's it. And they don't give a fuck. And you're about as useful to them and less so than their collection of fucking handguns or whatever the fuck else. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Oh god, I don't know what I did here. Somehow I dropped my mouse. My keyboard, and then Crowder went nuts. But yeah, you're a pathetic, worthless piece of fucking shit.
Change my mind.
How tall is Crowder? How tall is Crowder?
I don't know. He probably wears fucking high heels like Anthony Starr on the set of The Boys.
6'2".
Wow.
He's tall.
He's a tall guy.
He's not some little boy. I'll fight you, Steven Crowder. Let's fight, dude. I'll fucll fight you.
He wouldn't fight you. He won't
Let's
even
box, dude.
He wouldn't even fight Sam Cedar.
Let's box, dude. I'll go to the fucking Sam Hyde fucking boxing legend and learn how to fucking beat your dumb ass. I don't care if you're 6'2" or what weight class we're in. I just want to, in Minecraft, design you and beat the living fuck out of you. Because, you know, right behind my boy Kyle Rittenhouse, who you were very good friends with, you're next in line for being some of the worthless piece of trash on this planet. I hate you so much.
Just go back out to campus, Steven. I really like it when 22-year-olds with half an education can just school your fucking ass.
Fucking dumb fuck.
And then there's this fucking corny
This is the worst,
motherfucker.
and this is what we're going to end on because I fucking...
Dude, somebody
remember
designed...
this fucking dumb face and
Jesus.
this abysmal human being. You know, Texas representative, of course. Now Duplessis v. Ferguson and Brown v. Board of Education. Like, this one triggers me to the ends. This is why I saved this one for last. And I just have to erupt on this one. This is the one that I probably needed to save all my heat for this one. How in the living fuck does this not make people take a second look at yourself? Like,
How
what
is
the
this still
fuck?
on Twitter?
Yeah.
By the way? This...
First off, this is blatantly racist
Yes.
as fuck. He's basically saying that black people should not have any rights either now that women don't. And he's unmasked. He doesn't give a fuck. He's saying what they want to say. Mainly news I find interesting. Picks and opinions. Honored to represent the great state of Texas in the U.S. Senate. This is a fucking... I need to look at the camera and not get straight up front. This is a motherfucking senator. Republican senator. Okay? A Republican. And all these motherfucking Republicans are thinking the same fucking despicable shit that this motherfucker is. Just some people are pussies and won't say. And this guy is just mask off. I'll give him that he does not care if people fucking absolutely hate him after this, because there's no way you survive this burning, buddy.
I don't know, in Texas?
Look at the ratio here. 3.2 likes, but 25.5K quote tweets, because it's 25.5K people quote tweeting him and saying, "You fucking suck ass," and they're criticizing him rather than liking him like these likes. So I think that is a...
Yeah, add the retweets to the likes if you want and still eat that ratio.
But
for
he
dinner.
can suck a ball, dude, because this shit is just... This is fucked. I mean, I don't understand how it is. You have a point, honestly. How is this on Twitter still? I don't know.
If that's not
But
hate speech, then I need a new
it's
definition.
kind of like, you can really... He's right, almost. It's like they did this to women, and now they want to do it to black people. And, I mean, I guess it makes sense. Right? What can I say? What can I say? Yeah. I'm not surprised by this at all. It makes sense that this dude's saying shit like this. It's a downward reversal. It's the, backwards trajectory. It's only natural that this is next. But I don't understand how people, there should... Sorry, Ken, that's fine. There should be Republicans that are ripping this dude apart. It shouldn't be... Nobody should like this. No one. No one. Now, you could say the same thing about all the stuff that they're doing to women right now, too. But it's like, how do we continue to let them just take another step further and another notch? And this is what they all want to do. This guy's a Nazi.
Absolutely.
How is he not? Please tell me how he's not. This dude, and this guy is like Mr. fucking America. Just some fucking old white guy. He looks like Joe Biden.
Dude, he looks like...
He looks like he'd be Joe Biden's brother.
Kevin Spacey and John McCain had a love child.
Like, it's fucked. This dude is an elected official. A U.S. Senate. This is an example that I want to show anytime I meet or encounter and have to have conversation with a shithole Republican. I want to say, after all that, if you want to ever talk to me about anything, after all the shit that you've already done, you're Republican. Do you support this? Because if not, it's time to go back. You need to realize that the trajectory is the wrong way. And if you don't agree with this guy right now, then you need to see that you are in the wrong and you need to we need to fucking pump the brakes and put it in reverse. But otherwise, I assume that you agree with this. You do. You do. You agree with this, and you want the country to be not only a Christian country, but just white people. And I don't accept that. You're fucked. This guy should be creamed. I'm calling shouts out to any friend or anybody I know that sees this at the end of this fucking podcast. If you want to say, fuck this guy, dude. Anybody that deserves some hate right now is this fuckhead. And anybody like him that thinks that should be the direction we're pushing everybody right now. In the direction of less rights for people altogether. We've got to fucking continue this mask off, Kevin. And no more holding back. We're not a fucking political podcast by any means. This is supposed to be the Clout route where we're just riding clout. We did the news today. We did the news, but I just feel like now this is news too, so it counts. But even us little guys, being me and Kevin, you know, we need to use our platform and put it out there to the people that end up watching this, even if it's a few people. Now, this is fucked up. And if I can convince anybody of that by anything I'm saying, then it counts as a win. I don't know.
If I can save one person from a cult, it was all worth it.
Please, as we wrap this up and we're kind of coming to we're breathing a little bit here at the end, think about the decisions you're making and the votes that you're doing. Especially if I can't speak to anybody old. The people like this fuck, they'll never listen to anything I have to say or any convincing I have.
You just gotta wait them out.
But people, my friends, I have people my age. I mean, we live in a state where we're surrounded by these kind of people that have been staunch Trumpers and Republicans through all this craziness that's happened in the past few years. And I need you to see what's happening now. That it's no longer just red versus blue, Dem versus Republican, blah-de-blah-de-blah. The slope, the slide has started. The slippy slide has started. And now it's just, we're devolving into Nazis. You're a bunch of fucking Nazis. And instead of it being Hitler that you're getting behind, it's fucking some Bible book that you want to prop up and use as your instrument to fucking enact whatever the fuck you want. And it's not happening. Not as long as I'm fucking...
Nope. Not quietly, at least.
Yeah, you better come fucking...
So look for me protesting outside of churches just like y'all used to protest outside of Planned Parenthoods.
I'm just going to start wearing condoms all the time.
Out in your parking lot on Sunday morning.
You think that's cool? Does that put me in like some kind of...
I have no doubts it's going to get you into some trouble, but it's okay for them.
I just want to have a condom on at all times.
It's okay for them to go and force their beliefs down other people's throats, which again, I approve of, right? Like they're allowed. I think they're idiots. I used to live near an abortion center, and anytime I was walking to work, I would tell the person that was out there picketing exactly what I thought of them and their dumb shit religion, and I'll continue to do so even more now. But yeah, they have every right. I plan
on being much more vocal.
They have every right to protest that against their beliefs. So I have every right to go stand out in front of their church on Sunday with a sign that says "Your God is the real devil," because that is what I believe.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
If there is a devil on this earth, I am convinced that the devil has...
the devil's a senator in fucking Texas.
The devil is your little Jesus myth.
I'm convinced that the devil's a senator in Texas, whether it's fucking Senator John Corn fuck, or Senator Ted Cruz. I mean, they've got a fucking nice cabal down there of fucking freaks of nature in Texas.
Oh, dude, Texas has got to be just one of the, hands down, just the worst places in the world. When you think about just, you got fucking Joel Osteen down there. Just all kinds of, there's other more, I'm not going to put my tinfoil hat on right now, but yeah, Texas, I mean, God, for the love of God, do secede, dude. Become your own country and just leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to hear from your stupid fucking redneck
Texas.
Bullshit ass ever again, Texas. Go fuck yourself.
Everything's bigger in Texas. And on that note, me and Kevin got to get the fuck out of here.
Thank you, fuck you, bye.
We've spoken the word, and we're just spreading the gospel, my children. Next time we will see you on the Clout Route, and hopefully next week I won't have to talk about like Plessy v. Ferguson being overturned, because then I don't even think we'll have time for the podcast on that note, because they'll probably be drafting us into some kind of fucking bomb. I mean, we'll be fucking war squad at that point.
Won't someone please think of the children?
Think of the children when I take a shit.
Except for the ones that get shot. Don't think about the ones that get shot.
Abortions for everybody, baby. Government mandated abortions. Now. Peace, guys.